This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel Strat-O-Matic Baseball Excel Game of the Week.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to the Game of the Week special edition in the National League. We got a series today between the Pirates and the Cubs. Pirates' season has gone poorly. The Cubs are at 500. We're broadcasting this game, folks, to see if the Cubs have a chance to sneak into the playoffs. So let's take a peek first at the overall standings. And here we are. Well, the Cubs are at 500. I have a 6 next to that because nobody else is doing much better. Mets fell poorly to the Phillies. Braves, Marlins still get to play. Pirates and the Cardinals, not so much there. There's the Diamondbacks. They're in there at 500 and not in the playoffs. They're just hanging around at 500. Nothing going on there or there. And then, the thing that is rather disappointing is that Padres fell out a game under. We might have a 500 team in the playoffs in the National League. If the Cubs lose this thing, they would be out because the Diamondbacks would be the 6th best record. And then if the Marlins and Braves play a 5-game series, there's a chance that both teams would be a game under and 2 games under. And so Arizona still has a chance at going to the playoffs with a 500 record, taking over the 6th spot. The Cubs need to win this game to knock Arizona out, and then wait and see what happens with Marlins Braves. Let's go to the series now. Game 1 in Chicago. Candelaria for the Pirates. Reggie Cleveland for the Cubs. Visitors get a 3-2 win. It all happens late in the game. It's scoreless. We get a 2-run homer by Bill Robinson in the 8th inning off of Kevin Hickey, and the Pirates win 3-2. But Game 2 is a matchup of aces. Jim Bibby for the Pirates, Rick Sutcliffe for the Cubbies. And in this one, it is a 7-4 victory. Sutcliffe struggles out of the gate. 3-run homer Dave Parker, RBI ground out, Howard Johnson, 4-zip. But Jim Bibby has a terrible 3rd inning, giving up 5 runs. You get a single by Morales, Tabler doubles, Cruz walks, Crowley. Yeah, Singleton, Buckner, yeah. And it's a 7-4 final. So they get a split in Cubland. And then when you go to Pittsburgh, well, it's back and forth. Pirates win Game 3, 7-4. Buddy Solomon beats Darrell Jackson in this one. Again, Pirates get the 7-2 lead early. Hang on, win this one. Folks, this is really kind of a going through the motions things. If you get 2, somewhat not really particularly interesting teams together, they might just split all their games. And they have. Mike Krukow beats Rick Rhoden in Game 4, and the Cubs juggle the lineup to do it. And 7-3. I think we've had 7-3, 7-4, 7-5, and 7-3. So it's been that kind of series. But frankly, this is going to be the best game. It's Game 5. Game 5, the final day of the year for Pirates-Cubs. Pirates eliminated. Cubs have a chance to sneak in. Battle of aces for a 2nd time. Let's take a look at Jim Bibby for the visiting Pirates. He, in 1980, 19-6, 3.33 ERA, after helping the Pirates win the 1979 World Series. Sutcliffe for the Cubbies. We actually have his Cleveland card of 1972, 14-8, 296 ERA in 216 innings. He would arrive actually with the Cubs in '84 with that marvelous 16-1 season, and did not make it all the way to the World Series, unfortunately. Bibby Sutcliffe. We got some free agents. We got some player movement. We'll just start with the Pirates before we start the game. They got Mike Squires. I mean, the Pirates did not do a very good job in free agency. They got Mike Squires, Howard Johnson, Don Slaught, Al Woods, Mike Ramsey, Bob Baylor, an aging Al Rabowski. Not that good. Cubs, though, went and got all the Baltimore free agents. They got Terry Crowley. They got Kenny Singleton, the big coup in the offseason for them. Dan Graham, Mark Belanger. They also got Wayne Nordhagen from crosstown rival White Sox. So, Pirates, Cubs. Leading off for the Pirates, it's Omar Moreno. 57 is a K. Mike Squires, 56 is a walk. Johnny Ray, 1-4, fielder's choice. Stargell, 65, double 1-4, base hit. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for the Cobra, Dave Parker. 1-9 flies to right. Bottom of the first. Leading off is Terry Crowley, because he has a high on-base percentage. 2-3, grounds the second. Heidi Cruz, 1-4, grounds the third. And Bill Buckner, 37, skies the center. Top of the second, Howard Johnson, originally a Detroit Tiger before he goes to the Mets. 53, rolls to first. Don Slaught, 56, is a K. And Al Woods, 68, is a walk. Mike Ramsey, the shortstop, single dot. 2 on, 2 outs for Moreno. 5-10, catcher's X. This is Jody Davis, a 2E6 catcher, and he makes the play. Bottom of 2. Ken Singleton, 68, flies to left. Wayne Nordhagen, 63, second X. Johnny Ray's a 3E21. And that's an error. Dan Graham, 46 is a K. Jody Davis, 39 Ks. We'll show you cards when things get consequential with some runs. Mike Squires leads off in the third inning, 59, short X. Campanero's playing short today, a 4E34, makes the play. Johnny Ray, 1-6 is a base hit. Stargell, 2-8 is a fielder's choice. He legged out a double play, and frankly, Pops was not hitting to a lot of them, believe it or not, in this particular year anyway. Dave Parker with 2 outs, 58, strikes out. Julio Cruz, 1-4, grounds the first. Bert Campaneris, 33, pops to short. Again, for those watching, the Arizona Diamondbacks have dialed in this WGN broadcast on their UHF channel through all the static, rooting for the Pirates. Because if the Cubs win, the Diamondbacks are eliminated. Of course, the Pirates are eliminated as well. Back up top to Terry Crowley, 65 is a ground ball to second. We go to the fourth. Nothing going on here in Wrigley. Howard Johnson, 410, center X. Wayne Nordhagen playing center field. He's a 4. He's an E16. However, he has a -3 arm, folks, and that's why he's out there. And he makes a catch. Oh, my goodness. On a 4E16 center fielder. Don't see that very often. Don Slaught, 44. Third X. We got Dan Graham at third base today. He's also mostly a catcher. He's a 4E37 at third base. And that's going to be a single. Al Woods, 48's a K. And Mike Ramsey, 1-7 is a K. All bad defense and all, no one has scored. Bottom of the fourth, Heidi Cruz, 65, center. Bill Buckner, 68, flies to left. Kenny Singleton, 64, catcher's X. The catcher is Don Onslaught. He is a 3E1. Good luck trying to reach base on that. Well, it's the day of the pitcher here in Wrigley. It's Bibby Sutcliffe. Omar Moreno leads off. 2-4 third. Mike Squires 1-5 walks. Johnny Ray 3-11 walks. 2 on. First Stargell. 38 is a K. And with 2 outs, the Cobra Dave Parker. And he flies to right field. So Sutcliffe has put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 men on base. And they've stayed on those wonderful bases for the Cubs. Scoreless. Bottom of the 5th of a Game 5. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay. Well, it's right there for the Cubs to take. A seemingly disinterested Pittsburgh team with their suitcases packed for their off-season plans. Not a kind era for the Pirates, I might want to add. Once you go beyond 1979. They have 3 years of Bonds. They have 3 more years of McCutchen. And about 4 decades of futility. That's what's on the Pirates' horizon here. And it's starting, well, seems like it's starting today, isn't it? Wayne Ordagan leads off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-10 is a K. Dan Graham, 2-4, pitcher. Jody Davis, 57, is a liner to first. The Cubs are figuring out a way to not go to the playoffs. They're being no-hit by Jim Bibby. Into the 6th, it's Howard Johnson. 66, base hit. Don Slaught, 1-5, center. Al Woods, 66, base hit center field. Howard Johnson with 1 out, a 14. No. Remember, we got Nordhagen, that big -3 arm cannon in center field. They'll stay at second. Double play, still in order. First and second, 1 out. Number 9 hitter, Mike Ramsey. 4-12, skies to shallow left field. And with 2 outs, back up top to Moreno, Omar, 3-6. Let's take a look at a card. It is Omar Moreno. 1981, he hits 276. Is that a career high? 81 in the strike year? It could be. 276? With a little bit of walks? Well, no, not really. He's got to walk against lefties. If he only could have walked more, he probably would have stuck around more, I guess. Anyway, Moreno here, 3-6, is single ... and your Pirates grab a 1-0 lead. Runners in the corners, and Mike Squires will swing away. 1-9, let's take a look at him. Mike Squires, a White Sox in 1980, a 283 hitter. A great slick fielding first baseman, and he can catch. As a left-handed throwing catcher, which is weird. Must have been one of those situations where they get into one of those extra inning games and somebody has to catch, and they put it on the Strat-O-Matic card. So there you go. If you need a backup catcher, Mike Squires is raring and ready to go. 1-9, triple, 1-7, double the rest. It's a 2-base hit. You know Moreno's going to run. He's got wheels. Even against that -3 arm of Nordhagen. Oh, it's going to be close. But no, Moreno is a 17. He will score. Nordhagen gave it everything he could. That is a tragic 2-out, 2-run double by Mike Squires. It is 3-zip. Johnny Ray. 3-12, lines a second. It's kind of funny. You have Mike Squires swinging and Nordhagen making the throw in center field, both crosstown rivals of the Cubs, dooming the Cubs. 3-zip. Bottom of the 6th, Julio Cruz, who, ouch, Seattle traded him to the Cubs instead of the White Sox. Ouch, ouch. As Julio Cruz would help the White Sox win the 1983 American League West. Julio Cruz, 210, and there is the first hit for the second baseman. Triple 1 to 11 is a 3-base hit. Bert Campaneris, 35, base hit through the drawn up infield because he's an A-bunter. And that's 3 to 1. Campaneris being held on. And it'll be double play machine Terry Crowley. 3-7's a walk. Here come the Cubs. 2 on, nobody out for Heidi Cruz. 2-4, that's a 6-4-3 double play. Runner goes to third for Billy Buckner, who flies the center. Well, it's a 3-1 game. Into the 7th for Sutcliffe and Bibby, both starter 7s. It'll be Pop Stargell, 2-9 short. He actually, yeah, we'll stay in the game. Dave Parker, 2-6 is a 2-base hit. Howard Johnson, 2-4, flies to right. And with 2 outs, Don Slaught, 54, pops to second base. Bill Robinson will come into the game for Al Woods and play left field. That's the only change I think they're going to do, yeah. Bottom of the 7th of a 3-1 visitor lead. Stretch time in Wrigley Field. Today, we got a 1983 mixtape coming along. Because 83 is a year in the timeline, so this is just hits of 1983, all mixed up. Bunch of different era pop hits mostly, some British stuff in here. But let's see, what do you want to hear? Well, how about some Kiss? Yeah, how about some Kiss with Lick It Up? Yeah, that sounds good. All right, bottom on the 7th here in Chicago. Maybe this will rally their team. 3-1 game in the bottom of the 7th. And it's going to be Ken Singleton. 3-5's a walk. Wayne Nordhagen, 5-12, flies to right field. Parker's a 2-12 in right. Fly ball A. So that means the runner will move up to second base. Dan Graham, 1-7. Let's take a look at the Dan Graham card from Baltimore in 1980. Hit 15 homers and 266 at-bats. Really the only year he does anything. So Baltimore didn't protect him. Got scooped up in his last year of eligibility with the Cubs. And 1-7 is gone. It is a 3-3 tie. Stretch time music has helped these Cubs tie this thing. Playoffs still on the horizon. They can break the tie. Jody Davis. 1-5 flies to center. And Julio Cruz, 37, is a base hit, and that's your point of weakness for Bibby. But he'll stick around and pitch to the number 9 hitter, Campaneris. And Cruz will attempt to get a stolen base to get in a scoring position. And this is going to be close. 17, 15. He's going to be safe. He's at second base. And it will be Campaneris swinging away with 2 outs and runner at second base. 57 is a liner to second base. Liner to first base. So we have a 3-3 tie. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. You know, the funny part about this game is, wow, the visitors have put 7 more men on the bases in a 3-3 tie. All those stranded runners have hurt the Pirates. This is sort of where you have to think the Pirates have nothing to play for and will probably fade like a cheap suit here. And the rallying Cubs have momentum in the last 2 innings. Both pitchers, Bibby will be gone, but Sutcliffe has some juice left and he'll continue in a 3-3 tie. You got 2 capable closers, Kent Tekulve and Lee Smith, available. We go to the 8th. Sutcliffe will face new left fielder Bill Robinson. 45 off Sutcliffe, rolls to second. Mike Ramsey, 33, pops to first. And back up top to Moreno. 46 is a K. 3-3, bottom of the 8th. The new pitcher For your Pirates, you kind of, you want to turn these guys around. Yeah. So it will be coming out of the Pirate bullpen, longtime Cardinal reliever Al Hrabosky. Al had moved on from the Cardinals to the Braves in 1980. He was also with Kansas City, became a free agent, so the Pirates landed him. 4-2 with a 3.60 ERA in 60 innings. Mostly gets righties out better than lefties, sort of like a Sparky Lowell, Tug McGraw part of his career. And you got some lefty leading off the inning, Crowley, who doesn't hit lefties well at all. So batting for Crowley will be Pat Tabler leading off as a pinch hitter. Tabler, 4-4 off Hrabosky, home run, it's good! Pat Tabler, are you kidding me? Tabler was a Cleveland Indian. I don't know if he ever played for the Cubs, but he just hit a homer, just got power, but he hit it off the Hrabosky card on the roll of 4-4, and the Cubs take a lead. Down 3-zip, a run in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and the lead running in the 8th. Number 2 hitter, Heidi Cruz. Lee Smith gets ready in the Cub bullpen, by the way. Heidi Cruz, 55, walks. Bill Buckner, 1-7, double one, single dot dot, runners on the corners, nobody out. Ken Singleton will bring the infield up. 47, single 1-6, he connects on a base hit, nobody's out. The Cubs are rolling in the 8th inning, 2 on, no one out, playing back. Waynor Dragon. 48's a walk. Bases still loaded. Dan Graham exits the game. Hrabosky has something to do this offseason. He wants no part of this mess. Batting for Dan Graham is Jerry Morales. And frankly, we're just good at the Colby. Just to cut the bleeding if we can. As the Pirates have summarily just vacated the clubhouse and on their way. Bases loaded, nobody out. Kent DeColvey comes in. The closer, really nice 83, 7-5, a $1.64 ERA in 99 innings. He'll face a pinch hitter, Jerry Morales. The infield comes up for Jerry Morales, who will also take over in center field. And Norday going to go to DH. 3-10 is a 6-2 force out. Bases still loaded for Jody Davis. Infield still up. 65, sac fly to center. That will score a run. And with 2 outs, Julio Cruz. 67 is a liner to short. That's your inning. Campaneris will leave. Belanger takes over at short. All the Cub defense is in there. 3-run lead in the 9th. Not going to take any chances here. Going straight to Lee Smith to close the thing out. They went from Bruce Sutter to Lee Smith. And somehow, fantastic closers, Hall of Famers in their right. 4-10, 165 ERA, 103 innings for Lee Smith in 1983. And the Pirates in the 9th inning, it'll be Mike Squires. 47 is a walk. Johnny Ray. 57's a K. Pop Stargell, let's take a look at this card because this could be it. He does have cards in his future years as a role player pinch hitter type, but in 80, 200 at-bats, a 262 average, 11 home runs for Pop Stargell. Fans on their feet, give him a little smack of applause here, recognizing the end of a potential Hall of Famer's career. Here's the pitch to Willie Stargell. 39, hold on, homer 1 double. Maybe you want to forget about that applause. That's a 2-base hit. 2nd and 3rd, now you got the Cobra. Let's take a look at Dave Parker, 1980. After the magnificent 77 and 78 MVP-like performances in 79, he starts to regress a little bit to a 295 hitter with 17 home runs. Doesn't kick it up a notch again until he goes to the Reds in 1984-85. But big moment here for Parker. 1 out in the 9th inning. A chance to tie this thing in with 1 swing. Here's the pitch to Dave Parker. 57 to strikeout. And with 2 outs, here he is. Howard Johnson. Let's take a look at him. In 1982, Howard Johnson was a Detroit Tiger. Hit .316 in 170 at-plate appearances. I don't know how he gets to the Mets, but you're welcome to explain in the comment section. As, of course, he would have some monster years for the New York Mets in their heyday in the mid-'80s. But for now, he is the final out for the Cubs and Pirates. Here's the pitch to Howard Johnson. 1-8 is a base hit to left field that will score a run. Parker will hold up at third, and hold on, folks. It's getting nervous here. It's 6-4. The tying runs are on base, and the lead run is Don Slaught. Let's take a look at him. A Kansas City Royal in 1982. Don Slaught hit .278. Power both ways, -1 arm. Nice little catcher. Don Slaught actually hits .300 in 1983, I believe. So here we go, folks. Lee Smith trying to nail this thing down. Tie run at first. Lead run is Don Slaught. And here is the pitch. 3-6 is a grounder to short, and that's your ball game. Lee Smith gets the save, and they can breathe easier in Chicago. What have they done? We're not sure what they've done. They have basically knocked the Arizona Diamondbacks out of the playoff hunt, and we don't know if the Cubs are even going to the playoffs yet. We'll continue right here into the post game and consider their odds. They're pretty good. They got good odds to go to the playoffs now. Lee Smith gets that save in the 9th. 2 hits, a run, walk, and a couple strikeouts. Sutcliffe gets the victory. 9 hits and 3 runs. And this is a tale of a guy. Remember, Sutcliffe did walk a lot of guys in his career with that somewhat unorthodox delivery there he had. 9 hits, 3 runs, all earned, all in the 6th. Walked 4, struck out 7. Bibby exited in a tie game. Al Hrabowski came on in. He wanted to collect the loss. He certainly did, folks. He came on in, and let's go to Tekulve. It'd be easier to chart it this way. Tekulve came on in to face Jerry Morales, the pinch hitter. Got him out, and the next 2 guys out. So everything else was charged to Hrabowski. That's 1, 2, 3 hits, 3 runs, and 2 walks. Thanks, Al. And then in 7 innings for Bibby, he gave up 4 hits and 3 runs as well. That one was earned. These 2 are earned as well. They're all earned. Walked 2, struck out 3. 1019, 108, 67411, 5943 for 359. The Pirates put 16 men on base. Your Cubbies put 11 on. But the Cubs collect the victory. Somewhat ugly game. A win is a win, as they say. They win game 5. It went Pirates, Cubs, Pirates, Cubs, Cubs. Not a very emphatic series win for the Cubs, but hey, they're there. They're kicking around. It is the Fall League. The Fall League is a little kooky, as you can obviously tell. You get some marginal teams in unlikely places. It's not the chalk, as we like to say, as in conventional IRL baseball. The Summer League is much closer to reality than this Fall League, which is a little bizarre. Your Chicago Cubs are 15-14, hitting .278 with an ERA of 4. Sutcliffe is 6-1. We know he would go 16-1 in 1984. Let's see. Lee Smith has 8 saves. Nice. Let's give Heidi Cruz 7 dingers. Bill Buckner, 24 RBI in 29 games. Leading hitter? Sure. 43 for 123. Hitting 350, Billy Buck. Carrying the Cubbies on his shoulders. Your Pirates, a dismal 12-17, hitting 283 with a 462 earned run average. Jim Bibby, yeah, he would not have a long shelf life. He was a late bloomer as well. Pirates got him late in his career, and it didn't last particularly long after this. 1-6, giving up 32 runs in 64 innings. That's an ERA of 4.50. Candelario is 5-0. Wasted that. Yeah. Offensively, Stargell did finish with 6 home runs. Johnny Ray, poor old Johnny Ray, 37 for 106, is a nice, nifty 349 batting average. So let's take a look at the order of the remaining series we have on tap in the National League as we get closer and closer to the postseason, the playoffs. So the Cubs are currently holding on to the number 6, which means you have to have a winning record in the National League. None of these teams have that. And unfortunately, the Padres don't either, along with the Dodgers. Giants are safe at 5 with a +4, with an outside chance of the Astros collapsing into the wild card and the 2 teams flipping spots. Portland wins this division. And, of course, the Phillies took 3 out of 4 from the Mets to win that division. And the Big Red Machine, remember, they had the best record in baseball in 1981. Best record in baseball in 81. They win that division. And the only series we have left is Braves and the Marlins. And the Cubs are sitting at the 6. So 2 games under 500, Florida. They would have to win the series 3 straight. If they win the series 3 straight, they'd be 14-13. And unless the Marlins and Cubs play, we'll have to go to a tiebreaker between the 2 teams. Braves, similar thing. If they win the series 3-1, they would actually be a game over 500 in a dead heat. 3-1, 3-game sweep. A Brave 3-game sweep. There's no tie. They automatically knock the Cubs out. Interesting math here with the Cubs. They're looking, I don't know how to handicap this. I'd say because the Braves and Marlins are just so ordinary, they'll probably split 5 games and eliminate each other. I'm thinking the Cubs are going to sneak in the playoffs, folks. And, of course, if they did that, they would play the number 3 seed, which is presently the Astros. So, anyway, lot to still be determined. But for today, break up the Chicago Cubs, currently sitting temporarily in a playoff spot by beating the Pirates 3-2. Thanks for checking out the Fall League. We'll see you next time.